Welcome back. Thor's Thoughts, number 7-ish. I don't know. I forget what number it is. But either way, this Thor's Thoughts, we normally do the WWE Minute on the show. But I just got done watching Raw, and now, obviously, we're in a new location, so I have a little more capability to shoot when I want. So that's what the fuck I'm doing. So I figured I'm going to shoot a Raw recap. Well, Thor's Thoughts, Raw recap. Give you guys a little bit. You know, we got Extreme Rules coming up Sunday. So the go-home show before Extreme Rules, we just got done watching here in the new spot. Figure I'll give a little recap on that, and then, you know, maybe start doing this regularly, or when I feel like it, or when I catch Raws. But it's a Thor's Thoughts, so it's random, right? Starts off the show, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, going back and forth about how they're going to beat each other with chairs at Extreme Rules. Reigns saying that AJ can't beat him without Gallows and Anderson. Whatever. It was an okay segment. Second segment of the night is the IC title. We get Zayn versus Cesaro. Now, Miz comes down to do commentary. KO comes down to do commentary. They end up fighting. It all breaks down. Stephanie and Shane come out. They're making a tag team, and it was going to be the same tag team they've already done. And then they switched it up, and they did Miz and Cesaro versus Zayn and KO. It was a good match. KO and Zayn ended up winning. Then KO ended up beating Zayn's ass before he left. Rolled out, the only one standing. I think he's gonna win the Intercontinental Championship on Sunday. I don't see Miz retaining. It's gonna be a new champion, and I'm gonna go with that. It's gonna be KO. And if you watched the episode a few weeks ago, I'm the one who called that it's gonna be a fatal 4-way for the IC title. Extreme Rules match. That should be a good match. Then from there, we went to a Jericho segment with Ray Young in the back. It was whatever. Then the Shining Stars, whatever they're calling them. Epico and Primo debuted. Los Matadors. They were something else before that. This is their third time they've been rebranded. It didn't work any better for me. It was a fine squash match between two locals. Nothing really to write home about. Literally, like, that's all I'm going to say about them. Then Ambrose comes out. He needs to address Jericho. They show the clips of him destroying the jacket, him getting hit by the plant, all that sort of stuff. And then we get Jericho comes out. Ambrose challenged him to a match. Then they drop this cage with all the weapons hanging above the cage. So now you have to climb the cage to get the weapons, but you can't climb out of the cage. You don't win that way. You have to win by pinfall in the center of the cage. It's called an Asylum match. It looks pretty cool. They had fire extinguishers, 2x4s wrapped in barbed wire hanging from their kendo sticks. Your typical under the ring stuff, but all hanging from like fish line, pretty much. So you got them up there and take it down, and then beat your opponent with it. It's an interesting twist on something that had gotten stale. The old cage matches, it was just them trying to climb out and them stopping them. That was like the whole match. Now that you take that aspect away, it's going to have to be much more action-based inside the cage. And I like that. I like the way they're going to do that. I think that's a smart move. So we'll see how this match goes. I think Ambrose is going to win. I don't see any other way that going at Extreme Rules. So not only am I doing the Raw recap, but I'm giving kind of my Extreme Rules predictions. So there's that. IC title, KO, Ambrose over Jericho. Becky Lynch and Dana Brooke had a match. Meh, it was fine. Nothing memorable. Yeah, it was whatever. Then Dudley Boyz versus Big Cass. Big Cass has been impressing me lately. He is not the best mic worker. He isn't. But he's better than Roman Reigns, and he doesn't even have his mouthpiece Enzo. I think when Enzo comes back, if Cass works this right, he could have a singles career, and Enzo could be like his mouthpiece. Might not even be a tag team. I mean, I'm sure they're going to bring him back and do the tag team thing, but I could totally see at some point them making Enzo the mouthpiece and Big Cass the star, almost like a Heyman Brock Lesnar. Not to that extent, obviously, but you know, something like a version of that. I think they should bring back more managers in general. We were talking about that when we were all watching Raw, is that managers used to be so prominent, and now there's so few like actual managers who just come down, cause havoc, make people win. It's a good device that they can use for storytelling that I think they've gotten away from, and I think that would be a good usage of that tool, is to make Enzo that mouthpiece for Cass. But Cass has been impressing all on his own talking on the mic. So that he squashed the Dudley Boys. It was pretty much a squash match. Realistically, they came out. He beat the crap out of them, hit them, spelled it out for him at the end of the match. Soft. Stardust and R-Truth had this like 20-minute montage about their relationship and how they weren't a tag team, then they were a tag team. It was irritating, then endearing, then irritating, and then they ended up coming out as Golden Truth, so now they're an official tag team. And then Tyler Breeze and Fandango came down, and they're like Breeze Dango. Yeah, Breeze Dango. Breezango. Something stupid. Come on, be more creative with the fucking nicknames. Like Pretty Boy and the Dancing Man or something like that. Like, I don't know. But that's just garbage. They ended up winning, which I thought was weird that Goldust and R-Truth ended up losing their inaugural match as a tag team or whatever, the Golden Truth, which isn't even a bad name for the tag team, to be honest with you. Then highlight of the night, highlight of every night, highlight of WWE for the past, I don't know, however many months. New Day comes out with their time machine. That was a refrigerator box with just random shit taped to it. They did some great, they just had a great bit going. Then Vaudevillains came out, beat them up. Vaudevillains are weak. New Day has to retain. Do not give the title to the Vaudevillains. Like, honestly, that would make no sense. I would much rather see them beat the Vaudevillains and then going up against Gallows and Anderson and eventually taking down the New Day. Like a real bad guy team that feel like bad guys, where the Vaudevillains just seem like cheesy-ass bad guys. I don't know. That's my thought, at least. So, yeah, New Day versus Vaudevillains. New Day retain at Extreme Rules. Gallows and Anderson versus the Usos with Roman Reigns and AJ Styles down there. Obviously, this match had a lot of outside stuff going on. I really didn't watch. I'm going to be honest with this one. I watched like 50% of it. It was fine. It was, again, the go-home show wasn't amazing, but it was, the IC title stuff was really good. The Ambrose stuff was really good. The New Day stuff was really good. I don't know. The AJ Roman Reigns stuff just isn't capturing me. I'm just I don't really think they're going to give the title to AJ. I think Roman's going to keep winning. So, and as long as that keeps happening, people are going to be upset. So we'll see. But I mean, we'll see. Hopefully AJ wins. I'd love to see AJ Styles with the championship belt, but I think they're just waiting for Rollins to come back and Rollins versus Reigns back on. I honestly, the crowd was chanting at one point Rollins tonight, and Roman's like, no, you got me and AJ Styles, deal with it, or something like that. Because we got Cena coming back. Orton's got to be close to back. I mean, a lot of these bigger names got to be close to coming back. You would imagine by Money in the Bank time, most of these names should be back. Neville, Rollins, a lot of them. Then I already talked about Big Cass in the squash match with the Dudley Boys. Alberto Del Rio versus Kalisto. This was actually a really good match. And then Rusev came out, interfered, ended up kicking him in the head and the back, like bending him in half, which was impressive. But that was another highlight of the night. And then the Raw ended weird. Raw ended on the women's championship contract signing match. And the gist of it was pretty much that if Ric Flair even comes down, Charlotte's going to lose the championship. He's going to be escorted out by security. It was a weak ass ending for what was a mediocre show. I mean, if I give pay-per-views grades, if I was giving this one a grade, I'd say maybe C. It's average at best. You know, it wasn't C. It was a C show, especially for a go-home show before a pay-per-view. But yeah, so Thor's thoughts. Raw recap. Might be doing them regularly, might not. Let me know how you guys like it. If you want me to do more, I'll do more. If you think don't bother, then, maybe I won't bother. You tell me. But for that, until next time, until episode 57, which will be in the new digs here, little different shot, but still in the new digs. Episode 56 is going to come up with a little preview of how it might look, but we're still working on a few things. So until next time, deuces.